Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue and I am back for another Real Housewives of Atlanta review, y'all. This is the reunion part 2. And the episode starts off with us asking the question, where are the receipts, Portia? You said you were gonna send these receipts that Kenya was talking mad trash about Cynthia to you. Where are said receipts? Okay, and it's a text message. The text messages were from back when Eva and Kenya weren't really getting along, okay? And apparently Eva was talking mad trash to Cynthia, and Kenya felt like Cynthia didn't buck for her enough. She didn't defend her the way she would have wanted her to. So she talked mess in the text messages, but it wasn't the same, you know, energy that Portia was putting out there. Like, oh, I'm going to destroy Cynthia. Like, that really wasn't what it was about. It was, oh, I feel like my friend don't have my back the way I have her back. Okay, because I don't feel like Kenya has anybody's back the way she claims to, or the way they think she does, whatever. Okay, either way, I'm looking at this situation like Cynthia was saying. Everybody talks shit about one another when they're upset. Like, I don't understand why Portia is putting forth these receipts as if we can't say the same thing about she and Nene's relationship. Like, it's just stupid to me. Cynthia is going to remain friends with whoever she's going to remain friends with, just like Portia is going to keep her head up Nene's ass. Okay, like it is what it is at this point. Portia really irked me because I feel like I said last review, it's one thing to forgive somebody and move forward, but to now put up complete blinders to the things that have taken place because y'all are in a better place is annoying to me, because it just seems like you're trying to rewrite history because you don't want to continue to have beef with Nene, okay, or whatever. And I'm just not here for that. I thought that Portia was going to have more of a backbone after this last, you know, situation and beef between she and Nene. But no, same old same. Big sis, like, you the big sister, Portia. You don't need a big sister. You got a mama, okay? You are the big sister. So I just want Portia to act like it. Act like you the oldest sister to your real sibling, okay? Because this situation with you and Nene, I'm just not here for it. I'm not here for it. And I'm also not here for Candy and the way I feel like she's always trying to protect Kenya. Like, Kenya don't need no help. Portia, Nene don't need no help. I want y'all to stop bucking for y'all friends when they flaw. Cynthia gets on her relationship with Nene, and she feels as if Nene has said things in the past that hurt her, just like she said things that hurt Nene. Nene has to disagree because she doesn't feel like she has done anything to Cynthia. I said, you called Cynthia weak. You said her relationship was fake. You called her a punk. You didn't talk so bad about Cynthia, Lenithia. So it's very bothersome to me that you continue to act as if you have done nothing to harm this lady, when just at the beginning of the season you was crying in the parking lot, okay, trying to get her to forgive you or for y'all to get back on better terms. Like, no, I heard you, you heard me. You were okay to admit it when you was going on your apology tour. But now that the lines have been drawn between the cliques, all of a sudden you can't recall that you did anything terrible to Cynthia. You work on my nerves, Nene. You work on my nerves. They asked Cynthia about what quarantine has been like for her since she's been in LA with Mike and his daughters. Child Noel got her girlfriend over there quarantining with them. I'm like, how you gonna bring your girlfriend? How long y'all been together? Like, you gonna be quarantining with new people? But you know, whatever. Cynthia is very proud and happy with her daughter, and I don't understand why we have to keep talking about it. Like, you know, just having to have this conversation that she has a girlfriend. Like, okay, like, good for Noelle. We don't have to keep talking about it as if it's a thing. You know, she's a lesbian, she's a bisexual, whatever. She's sexually fluid, she's rolling with the homie, whatever. Marlo is a mom tea. Nene says that Marlo has not even been shopping as much as she used to. She's trying to make sure that she put money aside for those 2 boys that she has now been tasked with playing mother and auntie to. You know, shout out to Marlo. I'm here for her with taking care of her family and giving her something more to her life. Honestly, never before has there been a better time to give her a peach, because she has something personal in her life that's not just whatever rich white man you sleeping with for your next paycheck. So I'm here for this. I'm here for this. Marlo, can you get your titties out of my face? Like, I didn't ask for this. I'm just saying, y'all, them titties was all in my face, y'all, all in my face. What happened with Kenya and Portia was the next topic. Like, why does it have to be beef? I was looking forward to Kenya and Portia getting along because they, you know, they just have something about themselves. Them being friends was a better look to me. But we can see clearly that Portia is taking sides in this whole fight between she and Nene, you know, between Kenya and Nene. She's taking a side, and that's really what it is. I don't think that Portia really has a real issue with Kenya at this point. I think they both said little shady things in the confessionals, and now everybody wants to take shit personal. But y'all have both said things about one another. Just let it be the shade that goes on in the confessional and let that be that. But I personally feel like Portia is really the one drawing the line in the sand more than Kenya. But Portia was right, you know, that she does notice that Kenya does the same old things that she used to do, okay, with being messy and all of that. And that's granted, okay? But at the same time, so does Lanithia, okay? She's still not taking responsibility for the things that she's done to other people, i.e. her situation with Cynthia. Why do you still want to continue to be friends with somebody that will turn around one day and act as if the apology they gave you was bullshit and that they never really did anything to you, so there was nothing for them to apologize for? Like, I'm looking at Portia, you know what I'm saying? Like, really, everything you say about Kenya can definitely still be said about Nene. I mean, is it just me that feels that way? But Portia feels like it would have been fake if she had acted as if she was still cool with Kenya when she, you know, obviously isn't okay with a lot of the things that she's been doing. Kenya says that Portia has shaded her constantly, and Portia was like, well, you the one that brought up doggy style and all of that. And I was like, when she said that, I was like, oh, why you did that, Kenya? Y'all thought y'all was supposed to be cool now, and you making little comments. Yeah, okay. But honestly, looking at the situation between Portia and Kenya, Portia has obviously picked a side, okay? But Kenya, at the same time, even though you don't pick a side, you still do consistently do little shit that would make somebody not like you and make somebody feel like you're the same old messy ass confrontational negative bitch that you've always been. So if Portia and Kenya can't be cool, it's sad. You know, I'm sad to see that possible relationship go, but same old same, basically. I would like to remind Portia, however, that just like Kenya shaded you about that shit with Dennis, so did Nene. Okay, then she said, oh Lord, child, Portia need to get a rabies shot. She made comments as well. Then they get on, did Kenya fake this story about Shamia calling her the day that she had her baby? Kenya actually posted the text messages, and it showed that Shamia said she was going to the doctor that day to find out whether her water had broken or whether something else would happen. So this proves that Kenya was right, saying that she talked to her that day before, you know, she went into labor. Portia says that she talked to Shamia. Shamia says she doesn't talk to Kenya anymore because of this situation, and that the text that Kenya sent to everybody was a month before she actually had her baby. Either way, I don't think that Kenya was trying to draw a wedge between Shamia and Portia. Like, I just don't feel that way. I didn't feel that way in the moment when she said it, and I damn sure don't feel that way now. I think that Portia was looking for reasons to dislike Kenya, and she knew that disliking Kenya just because of her beef with Nene was stupid. So she needed to be able to use something. And to me, the Shamia situation was one of those things. I mean, she just kind of, you know, stayed being mad about that like that was some big thing. And it really wasn't. Like, it really wasn't. It was a misunderstanding, okay? Regardless, Kenya and Shamia had text chain that showed she was supposed to be going into labor that day, okay? So whatever the case, I just don't think that Kenya was trying to hurt Portia with that situation. Now, Kenya will try to hurt you a whole bunch of other ways. I don't think that way was it. I think we can just about, you know, put it out there that Kenya and Portia are not going to be friends, and Shamia's friendship with Kenya is not going to happen because Portia matters more to Shamia than Kenya does. I mean, it is what it is. And then we get on Kenya and whether the shade she throws is, you know, just regular fun shade or is it messy shade, okay? Because y'all know how Kenya is. Kenya can do whatever she wants to do to you, and she'll find the most, you know, minuscule thing to say, oh, you said this about me. So that's why I showed up to your wig launch with a band to embarrass you, okay, and shut down any promotion for your wig line and build up promotion for my hair care line, at the same time shading you and saying you don't have any edges. Kenya, you did that to Marlo, and your reasoning was that Marlo said nasty things to you about your mother years before. Really, Kenya? Really, that was good enough? Like, that's such bullshit to me. But Kenya reminded us that when they had the Bailey Q and she and Marlo got into it, and she was trying to ignore Marlo, and Marlo was going in on her, talking about that's why you can't find unconditional love. I wonder why. Yeah, Marlo, you do go low. But Marlo goes low because she and Kenya have the same issues. I don't believe Marlo's mama was, you know, all that loving and nurturing to her either. I feel like they both, you know, are her, like they're all alike. You know, women who didn't get the love of their mothers the way they should have. Nene, Kenya, and Marlo. But either way, me looking at the situation, I felt like we might have all been laughing at the shit, but it was messy, it was shady, and I understand why Marlo is so upset. Kenya brings up how the girls drank water out of her hair care line bottles, and that embarrassed her hair care line, and Marlo said things that embarrassed her hair care line. Anytime somebody said something bad about her hair care line, that was like them shitting on her business. And I love the fact that Andy was like, so you can shit on everybody else's business, but they can't shit on yours. It's basically what you're saying. I'm so glad that he clocked her on that, because it's the truth. It's the absolute truth, Kenya. You can shit on everybody. You can bring a woman who you think is cheating with Tanya's man to the table to confront her. Okay, you can do that shit, but God forbid somebody drink the water you put in your hair care line. Bitch, you should have had product in your hair care line, okay? You should have had something in a bottle that was supposed to, you know, be a representation of your product, but instead you want to rush it so it can be on television, and you got empty bottles with water in it, and you mad that people making fun of you. Girl, get the fuck out of here with that. Like, I'm over Kenya with I could dish it but I can't take it. I'm over her with that shit. I'm just saying. I was just like, really Kenya? Okay. Kenya brought up, okay, because Marlo was like, you know, she always switching from man to man, and Kenya was like, when have you ever had a man on this show except for the white guy that you and Nene were both fucking at the same time? I said, no, not Mr. Rolex. If y'all was both fucking him, y'all are sad, okay? Like, I'm just saying, I'm sorry, y'all, but any grown-ass woman the age of Nene and Marlo that is laying down with some ugly-ass old fat white man just for a check, when really they should be the ones, you know, procuring their own check and not having to sleep with a man for it. Like, I'm just looking at, even if that was just for a storyline, Nene, that was an L. I'm sorry, but that was a whole L for you and Marlo to be out here, you know, tricking with this man because he had money, which, you know, was all the reason why she was away from Greg and trying to date. And you want to date, you know, the same guy that Marlo getting money out of. Marlo probably called her and be like, girl, you can bust it wide open and he'll pass out real quick. You won't even have to really do nothing, and he gonna give you a whole check, girl, a whole check. Okay, look, a conversation that they probably had. But that was a point for Kenya. Nene says, I wasn't fucking anybody. I said, weren't you? Weren't you? I'm sure she probably didn't. Kenya says that Nene is the ugliest bitch on the cast, and I was like, I don't like to talk about how women... But Kenya read her down. Kenya was like, with your fake nose and your fillers, and I was just like, you know when you don't want to disagree, you know what I'm saying? Because it would be a lie, but you also don't want to agree because it's kind of fucked up. So you just gonna sit there with that look on your face like, bitch, I agree, but I ain't gonna say nothing. Woo. They asked Kenya about why she thought it was okay to call Tanya see you next Tuesday, child, whatever they call it, okay? And she was like, I did feel bad about that. I'm like, the only reason you felt bad about it is because we dragged you for it, okay? That was the only reason you felt bad, was because we dragged you for it, okay? And like Tanya said, she had to save face, and that's what that apology was about. And Tanya doesn't really think it was sincere, and she shouldn't, because Kenya has repeatedly made excuses for bringing the cookie lady around Tanya as if that was in any way, shape, or form equal to pulling out a damn wig, okay? It was not the same thing. Yes, Cynthia did put Tanya up on game about who Kenya was talking about when they were in Toronto, and she was at the table insinuating that somebody's man was talking to somebody that was so attractive. Everybody at the table knew she was talking about Tanya. Even if it took them a minute to get there, they knew. And I'm glad that Cynthia warned her ahead of time. And if she felt felt the need to pull out that wig in order to get back at Kenya, that's some slim, real lightweight shade. I thought we all knew that, okay? And then for Kenya to then bring the cookie lady to the brunch, like, I thought that shit was really whack. Cynthia didn't like the way everybody pretended as far as the show producing and editing. Like, everybody was just sitting there and they were okay with this cookie lady coming at Tanya like that when they were actually defending her. And then, you know, Tanya said that Eva shouldn't say shit, you know, about defending her because she sat up there and ate all them cookies. And I'm like, first of all, nobody's passing up cookies when they pregnant, okay? Cut it out, okay? That girl was gonna eat them cookies, and don't be mad, you know, she brought cookies. Like, we can, like, keep the cookies and kick her out, can't we? Just saying. They bring up how Nene said that Kenya's marriage issues were karma for the way she treated Tanya and all of the previous marriages that she had so much to say about. Kenya then says, well, was Greg fucking the help your karma? I was like, because you did tell us about that, Nene, so you can't say it was a lie. And Nene said, yes, it was my karma. Maybe it was my karma, bitch. I was like, good. That's how you handle that. Yeah, bitch, that might have been mine, okay? But this is absolutely still yours, okay? Maybe I deserved it. Maybe I did, bitch. Like, well, we can't argue with that, can we? They asked Kenya why she hinted at the cheatation in Toronto instead of just coming out and saying it to Tanya. Tanya said she thought she had a loaded gun, okay, and she was shooting blanks. I'm like, calm down, Tanya. Tanya was so excited. Look, they be patronizing the shit out of her. Kenya was like, good for you, girl. Go off. Tanya was like, zip your lips, Kenya. You've been talking this entire time. Kenya was like, you just got here, bitch. Y'all, that was too funny. Kenya said, well, if you weren't so insecure about your relationship, maybe, you know, I wouldn't have engaged in that conversation with you if I had known you were so insecure. And I'm like, I know you're not talking about somebody being insecure in their relationship. I know you're not talking about Tanya being insecure in her relationship. She know where her man at. Do you know where yours is? Okay, Kenya, cut it the fuck out. Like, that's what I don't like about her. Tanya didn't deserve none of that energy that you gave her. And I hate the fact that you refused to say, I went too far. That was unnecessary. I was in my feelings. I'm a misery loves company ass bitch. You know, she refuses to admit these things. Tanya said Kenya was in a sunken place. I said, yes, she was. Yes, she was. Portia asked if Tanya thinks Kenya was working alone. Meaning, do she think Cynthia purposefully brought the girl on the show to embarrass Tanya? Tanya says that Cynthia told the girl to come to Brooklyn's birthday party so that she can say whatever it is to Tanya. Okay, that's what Cynthia said. Cynthia said, yeah, I said she should come and say it to Tanya. I didn't invite her to the brunch, okay, where it was a more intimate setting. I didn't invite her to that. That was Kenya all on her own, and I didn't have anything to do with that, and I was mad, and we didn't talk for a while after that. Everybody was kind of, you know, upset with Kenya after that. They asked Candy how she felt and, you know, why she hasn't, you know, spoken out about how wrong Kenya was. And Candy was like, because I was not there. If I was there, then maybe I would have something to say, but I was not there. I said, oh, you need to be there to say that she was wrong for that, Candy? Really? I just feel like everybody's stepping on eggshells to keep their alliances alive. And I don't think it started out that way, but I think that's exactly what's going on at this point. Candy also said that she doesn't feel the need to jump and defend Tanya because she don't know Tanya like that. And when everybody was talking shit about Todd, Candy had to stand on her own 2 feet and defend herself without anybody's help. So she doesn't understand why she needs to give that help to Tanya. Now, when she said that, I was like, okay, checkmate, Candy. Because you're right. They did run Todd being an opportunist into the damn ground. Now, one of the main reasons why people left you alone about it is because your mama was the main one throwing that narrative out there. Like, we ain't gotta say it if your mom gonna keep saying it. I'm just saying. They asked Candy about how she has bonded with Baby Blaze, and she says it's just the same as if she would have physically had Baby Blaze, and that Blaze has brought Mama Joyce and Todd closer together. I said for the time being, just like when she had Ace, everything was all cool and copacetic and they was getting along. And then as time went by and Ace got a little bit older and the fresh baby smell wore off, all of a sudden Mama Joyce, you know, don't see it for Todd anymore and is acting like a bitch. Okay? And Candy, I know that's your mama, and we respect you and we love you for how you hold down your mama. But the issue is not that your mama needs your money. okay? Your mama is a misery loves company type person. I think that she and her single sisters, okay, those who are single, want to keep everybody single. It's not about Mama Joyce having Candy's money because she's good, like Candy said. It's about having control, Candy. Stop that. You know that your mama needs to have control in some type of way, all right? And control of your money is another thing. It's not about having it and, you know, bumping you off to have it. It's about being able to control it so Ty don't get it, so some man won't get it. That's the point, okay? And everybody know your mama love you, Candy. That's not the problem either. The problem is Mama Joyce continues to disparage and vocally express her distrust for your husband. And to me, I need to understand why you are so quick to defend Mama Joyce when everybody's real issue is how she comes at your husband. Like, you mad at us for the way we feel about the way she comes at Todd. Like, why aren't you this protective of Todd? Like, you need to be more protective of your husband, okay? Your mama has lived her life. Your mama probably got a man over there somewhere, okay? And I wonder how Mama Joyce would feel if you was all in business with whatever man that she with. You know, if you was like T.I. and out here like, oh, you ain't gonna be having a man all coming over to my house while I'm paying the bills. You're not even like that, okay? And you could be. I wonder how she would feel if you was all in her business the way she's in yours. So then we get to Eva and her baby Zaddy, and she talks about how he beat her so bad one time, and that's when she realized how bad things really were with Kevin McCall, and how she doesn't regret the relationship because it brought her, you know, her precious baby Marley. She gets emotional. She walks off camera. She needs to recollect herself, but she is not that vital to the reunion. So we continue on with Portia's storyline as she gathers herself. Kenya goes off camera to call in and see how she feeling. This is when Kenya shows up as the good friend to everybody. Y'all see it? Okay, remember that. It may not happen again on camera for a while. So they move forward with Portia, like I said, and, you know, all of the Dennis drama and how he went, you know, out. And y'all remember that T.I. had spilled to y'all first about how Dennis was out there at 4 o'clock in the morning, you know, getting pancakes with a whole bunch of females. Y'all remember that? She said she didn't like the look of that. That made her feel some type of way. Since then, you know, they are in a better place. But she knew all of those women. It just didn't look good, okay? So it made her feel some type of way, but it wasn't like this huge temptation where she didn't know those women. She didn't know where he was. He went to a party. He went to, you know, eat after that party, and she knew all of the people that he was there with. Either way, I feel like Portia and Dennis need to let it go. Like, it's not, you know, if we're asking my opinion, okay? Because ain't nobody about to tell Portia what to do with her life, okay? And that's her prerogative if she wants to stay with his little cheating short ass. Portia says at that point, when all of that had come out, she was already numb to, you know, all of the other stuff that Tasha K and everybody else was talking about. So it was already, you know, at its height, and then that story came out. So it wasn't enough to push her off of him, you know, but it was definitely enough to keep her cautious of him. And I'm like, if it wasn't enough for you to leave him, it wasn't nothing. Then Andy asked Portia about her wedding, and, you know, is Dennis still trying to downsize the wedding? And, you know, she explains how he doesn't want a large wedding because he doesn't want people who doesn't support them, who question him after what he's done, to be there at the wedding if they don't really support them. And here's my thing. Just because they have a problem with you cheating on Portia and disrespecting her so publicly does not mean if they show up at the wedding, they're not showing up to support y'all. Okay? Like, it means they're there because they want to support Portia. Okay? That's what it means. You just mad that it's not about you and that all of these eyes are on you now that you've messed up y'all's relationship. Okay? And then try to blame, you know, Portia's postpartum instead of taking responsibility for yourself. And she's constantly making excuses for Dennis, and that is the shit that makes everybody sad. To see a woman who is obviously out of this nigga's league get dogged out by him publicly and then come up behind that making excuses for him. It's just sad to watch. And I agree with Andy. Watching Portia and Kenya deal with the things they have dealt with in their respective relationships has been sad, because you get so used to seeing, you know, successful, strong women, and to see them dim their light for a man, it's sad. I don't care what nobody say. They asked Kandi about how she specifically, you know, tried to stay out of Portia's business this season. And she says that it's because she didn't want to aggravate the situation. They were trying to get on, you know, better terms. Plus, she already told you about Dennis. There wasn't nothing else that Kandi could say. Everything that Kandi said about Dennis last season showed to be true. He's a hoe. And she tried to tell you, but you ain't want to hear. So now she ain't got nothing to say because she wants to remain cordial with you. All right? Nene says, well, I don't understand how Kandi can get that concept, but can't understand why I didn't want to speak on my friendship with Wendy Williams. And I was with Kandi. Girl, that is not the same thing, okay? Kandi trying not to get involved in Portia's relationship with her baby daddy is not the same thing as us asking you what you got to say about Wendy Williams saying that you was beneath her. Bitch, that's not the same thing, okay? I just explained it so y'all would know it's not the same thing. They get to Nene in that comment she made about how they only keep giving one girl all of these spinoffs. Andy was like, you can either be talking about Kim Bierman or you can be talking about Kandi. Which one was it? Nene didn't want to admit who she was talking about. And Kandi was like, if you ain't gonna admit it, then I don't want to hear anything. If you're not gonna admit it, admit it. Say who you was talking about. And Nene is just screaming back and forth and saying stupid shit that don't really mean nothing, ain't really saying nothing. Also, she won't have to admit it. And eventually she's just like, all right, I was talking about you then. I was talking about you then. It's like, well, why you ain't say that from jump? When Nene said learn from that lunchbox, and then Kandi said, go hide in the lunchbox. I was like, oh, we didn't got to the drunk, messy part of the reunion where nobody knows what they're saying anymore. We're just saying any old thing at one another. Nene kept running her mouth. They're going back and forth until Andy had to mute them because they were just screaming over one another. Nene says that she told Kandi she wasn't talking about her, Miss Unforgettable. She meant to say Miss Forgettable, but she said Miss Unforgettable. Kandi was like, that's right. I am unforgettable, bitch. I'm embedded in your brain, bitch. I'm like, you are. You are. You know why? Let's be very real and very honest about this. Nene has always had a little place in her heart that is filled with hate for Kandi because Kandi came on the show with somebody we already knew. Like Kandi said, you knew me before I came on this show, okay? You were singing my songs, bitch. She was singing your songs, okay? Bitch, you from Atlanta, you know the lyrics to an Escape song. Stop playing with me, okay? Nene has always been jealous of the fact that Kandi has come on this show with talent, okay, and a real rich lifestyle to back it up. She didn't need the Bravo check. Nene, bitch, you needed Bravo's check, okay? Kandi never needed it. It's only made her check even bigger since she's been on this show, but Kandi didn't need this check, okay? You needed this check when you got on this show. Okay? You needed it. This show gave you your independence from your husband who you didn't really want to be with at the time. Okay? And then you got your Trump check and you started getting your money and feeling yourself. But see, once white Hollywood stopped calling you, you realized that you needed to come back over here to reality show land where the check is constant and good over at Bravo. Okay? That's why you came back on the show. Because remember, you were above this shit. Okay, season 11. Y'all remember? So then we get to Kenya and Cynthia's relationship and the hate that Kenya sometimes puts in Cynthia's direction about her, you know, relationship with Mike, about the Bailey wine cellar. Kenya is just always throwing shade Cynthia's way. While they're going through the clips, you know, of all the times that Kenya has shaded Cynthia, Nene is like, these girls some haters. Can you imagine if I decided to quit this shit? Can you imagine? Where would they be? And then she just gets up and walks away and puts her laptop down. And then we could see the lines that she's written on a cue card. I said, bet you been writing them ribs. We knew it. I ain't mad at you. All them hours, all them drinks. Help me remember what the shit I was about to say because I didn't forgot already. I am not mad, y'all. But anyway, that was Real Housewives of Atlanta Reunion Part 2. I hope y'all enjoyed the review. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And I will see y'all in the next one.